Hi, everybody, and welcome back for another chapter of Sri Nisargadatta Maharaja's I Am That. Today we will be looking at chapter 66. All search for happiness is misery. Okay, let's just go down to here. What you take to be the I in the I am is not you. To know that you are is natural. To know what you are is the result of much investigation. To know that you are is easy and natural, I am. But to know what you actually are is the result of much investigation and self-inquiry. You will have to explore the entire field of consciousness and go beyond it. For this, you must find the right teacher and create the conditions needed for discovery. Create the conditions needed for discovery. Generally speaking, there are two ways, external and internal. Either you live with somebody who knows the truth and submit yourself entirely to his guiding and molding influence, or you seek the inner guide and follow the inner light wherever it takes you. In both cases, your personal desires and fears must be disregarded. You learn either by proximity or by investigation, the passive or the active way. You either let yourself be carried by the river of life and love represented by your guru, or you make your own efforts, guided by your own inner star. In both cases, you must move on. You must be earnest. Rare are the people who are lucky to find somebody worthy of trust and love. Most of them must take the hard way, the way of intelligence and understanding, of discrimination and detachment. This is the way open to all. I am lucky to have come here, though I am leaving tomorrow. One talk with you may affect my entire life. Yes. Once you say, I want to find truth, all your life will be deeply affected by it. I want to find truth. I want to discover the truth. I want to become the truth that I've always been. All your mental and physical habits, feelings and emotions, desires and fears, plans and decisions will undergo a most radical transformation. A radical transformation. I want to find truth. Now, allow your entire life to go through a most radical transformation. Once I have made up my mind to find the reality, what do I do next? It depends on your temperament. It depends on your temperament. If you are earnest, whatever way you choose will take you to your goal. It is the earnestness that is the decisive factor. What is the source of earnestness? It is the homing instinct, which makes the bird return to its nest and the fish to the mountain stream where it was born. The seed returns to the earth when the fruit is ripe. Ripeness is all. And what will ripen me? Do I need experience? You already have all the experience you need. Otherwise, you would not have come here. You need not gather anymore. Rather, you must go beyond experience. Whatever effort you make, whatever method, sadhana, spiritual practice you follow, will merely generate more experience, but will not take you beyond. Nor will reading books help you. They will enrich your mind, but the person you are will remain intact. If you expect any benefits from your search, material, mental, or spiritual, you have missed the point. Truth gives no advantage. Truth gives no advantage. It gives you no higher status, no power over others. All you get is truth and the freedom from the false. All you get is truth and the freedom from the false. Surely truth gives you the power to help others. This is mere imagination, however noble. In truth, you do not help others because there are no others. In truth, you do not help others because there are no others. You divide people into noble and ignoble, and you ask the noble to help the ignoble. You separate, you evaluate, you judge and condemn. In the name of truth, you destroy it. Your very desire to formulate truth denies it because it cannot be contained in words. Truth can be expressed only by the denial of the false in action. For this, you must see the false as false and reject it. Renunciation of the false is liberating and energizing. It lays open the road to perfection. When do I know that I have discovered truth? When the idea, this is true, that is true, does not arise. Truth does not assert itself. It is in the seeing of the false as false and rejecting it. It is useless to search for truth when the mind is blind to the false. It must be purged of the false completely before truth can dawn on it. The mind must be purged of the false completely before truth can dawn on it. What is false? Surely, what has no being is false. What has no being is false. So anything that appears and disappears, anything that is transient, changeful, moving, that is false. It has no being, no suchness, no essential nature. What do you mean by having no being? The false is there, hard as a nail. What contradicts itself has no being, or it has only momentary being, which comes to the same. For what has a beginning and an end has no middle. It is hollow. It is empty. It has only the name and shape given to it by the mind, but it has neither substance nor essence. It has neither substance nor essence. It is empty. If all that passes has no being, then the universe has no being either. Whoever denies it, of course the universe has no being. Of course the universe has no being. What has? That which does not depend for its existence, which does not arise with the universe arising, nor set with the universe setting, which does not need any proof, but imparts reality to all it touches. It is the nature of the false that it appears real for a moment. One could say that the true becomes the father of the false, but the false is limited in time and space and is produced by circumstances. How am I to get rid of the false and secure the real? To what purpose? In order to live a better, a more satisfactory life, integrated and happy. Whatever is conceived by the mind must be false, for it is bound to be relative and limited. The real is inconceivable and cannot be harnessed to a purpose. It must be wanted for its own sake. The real, the true, it must be wanted for its own sake. You cannot use the supreme in order for your own egoic wishes. It doesn't work that way. How can I want the inconceivable? What else is there worth wanting? Granted, the real cannot be wanted as a thing is wanted, but you can see the unreal as unreal and discard it. It is the discarding the false that opens the way to the true. I understand, but how does it look in actual daily life? Self-interest and self-concern are the focal points of the false. Your daily life vibrates between desire and fear. Watch it intently, and you will see how the mind assumes innumerable names and shapes, like a river foaming between the boulders. Trace every action to its selfish motive, and look at the motive intently till it dissolves. Look at the selfish motive. Notice he doesn't say judge yourself or judge the the motive. There's no judgment needed. This is simply, this is false. This is selfish. This is personal, unreal. See the selfish motive, look at it, examine it, see how that mind is creating that, and watch it dissolve and disappear. To live, one must look after oneself. One must earn money for oneself. You need not earn for yourself, but you may have to for a woman and a child. You may have to keep on working for the sake of others. Even just to keep alive can be a sacrifice. There is no need whatsoever to be selfish. Discard every self-seeking motive as soon as it is seen, and you need not search for truth. Truth will find you. Very good. Discard every self-seeking motive. I want this, I want this, I want this. This will help me, this will help me. Now, I don't know, we can't ask Nisargadatta, but I would assume at some level he would say not to be too extreme with this. In the relative world, of course, there will be moments in your life where doors will open and opportunities will be given. And it's natural and normal to keep flowing with life and to go towards these open doors and towards these opportunities. So it's not that we can't progress, that if we, no offense to janitors, but we always put janitors at the bottom. So no offense that if you have a job as a janitor, there's no saying, he's not saying that you can't progress and move up the corporate ladder or to advance or to get better. No. We're not anti-life. We're not anti-progress. That's not the point. But it's to find that which is selfish. It's to find the ego that's so obsessed with itself. Me. How can I make me better? I won't get into politics, but I've just been watching some videos about politics, and it shows up a lot that either politicians are selfish and they're not really trying to help out the people, or countries are selfish and they're not trying to help the whole world. They're not trying to be fair. So I don't think I need to explain to you what selfishness means. We can see examples of it all over, externally and also internally. We just need to see our own behavior, watch our mind, and see its self-seeking motives. And just to see them and let them relax, let them dissolve. Ah, okay, yes. And the more you see it, the less power it will have over you. And therefore, you will be more able to just live from your heart. And the heart isn't self-seeking. The heart is selfless and gives and loves and gives. Give up the bondage of self-concern and be what you are. Intelligence and love in action. This is what you are. This is what every human being is at the essence. Intelligence, creativity, and love in action. Intelligence, wisdom, beauty, truth, goodness, creativity, and love and compassion in action. But one must survive. You cannot help surviving. The real you is timeless and beyond birth and death, and the body will survive as long as it is needed. It is not important that it should live long. A full life is better than a long, empty life. So better to have a full life lived 100% than a long life. But remember, that which you truly are is timeless and beyond birth and death. If you seek reality, you must set yourself free of all backgrounds, of all cultures, of all patterns of thinking and feeling. Even the idea of being man or woman or even human should be discarded. How many of us are willing and ready to discard this concept of being a human being? The ocean of life contains all, not only humans. So first of all, abandon all self-identification. I am this, I am that. Stop thinking of yourself as such and such, so and so, this or that. Abandon all self-concern. Worry not about your welfare, material or spiritual. Abandon every desire, gross or subtle. Stop thinking of achievement of any kind. You are complete here and now. You need absolutely nothing. You are complete here and now. You need absolutely nothing. Now, stop thinking of achievement. I will achieve enlightenment. I will achieve this. I will do that. Let it go. Relax. You are complete now. Always and already. This is the Parabrahman, the absolute supreme reality. Relax into that. Sense that. Feel that. As Nisargadatta has said, love tells me I am everything and everyone. Every plant, animal, human, grain of sand, star, planet, galaxy, solar system. I am everything. And wisdom tells me I am nothing. There's nothing that I can point at and say, this I am. I am nothing perceivable or conceivable, but that which makes all perception possible, the Supreme. So it does not mean that you must be brainless and foolhardy, improvident, or indifferent. Only the basic anxiety for oneself must go. This anxiety about, I'm a human and I have to survive, me, 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 I need to collect everything. Relax, let that go, let that go. What you need will come. You need some food, some clothing, some shelter for you and yours, but this will not create problems as long as greed is not taken for a need. Live in tune with things as they are and not as they are imagined. What am I if not human? That which makes you think that you are a human is not human. It is but a dimensionless point of consciousness, a conscious nothing. All you can say about yourself is, I am. You are pure being, awareness, bliss. To realize that is the end of all seeking. To come to it when you see all you think yourself to be as mere imagination and stand aloof in pure awareness of the transient, imaginary as imaginary, unreal as unreal. It is not at all difficult, but detachment is needed. It is the clinging to the false that makes the true so difficult to see. Once you understand that the false needs time, and what needs time is false, you are near the reality, which is timeless, ever in the now. Eternity in time is mere repetitiveness, like the movement of a clock. It flows from the past into the future endlessly, an empty perpetuity. Reality is what makes the present so vital, so different from the past and the future, which are merely mental. If you need time to achieve something, it must be false. The real is always with you. You need not wait to be what you are. Only you must not allow your mind to go out of yourself in search. When you want something, ask yourself, do I really need it? And if the answer is no, then just drop it. Then just drop it. Very good. Reality is what makes this present so vital. Nisargadatta says, this moment has a stamp of reality. The stamp of reality. This moment is where the real is. Where is the past if you don't think about it? Where is the future if you don't think about it? Not here. The past and the future are just mental constructs. It all happens in imagination. They're not actually here. There is no past. There is no future. There is ever only here and now. And you are that. So anything that takes time, if you need time to achieve something, it must be false. So how many of us spiritual seekers say, I want to achieve God realization. I want to achieve unity with all things. I want to achieve enlightenment. All of these things that we are creating a path for, time and space, it must be false. The real is always with you. But the mind says, this is it. This is the Parabrahman. This is God. This is the divine, the beloved. I thought it would look different or feel different or be different. Okay, I understand that. So maybe it's here. It is here, but you don't see it. So why don't you see it? Why don't you perceive it? That's the discovery that needs to happen, is looking back upon yourself, upon this awareness, this beingness, this aliveness, and seeing what is here, always and already, right now. God is this, God is what is. Maybe it's here, maybe you're just not paying attention. Maybe the you is what needs to go. Maybe there's so much identification. Consciousness is so identified with this thought form, with this self-image, that it's blinded by this false skin, as Nisargadatta calls it. So God is here now. This is the Parabrahman. This is pure being. This is the absolute appearing as the relative. But it's not just a bunch of words, concepts, beliefs. It's something that is here, that is to be perceived and realized. So realize what you are not and realize what is. And both support each other. Okay. And if you want something, ask yourself, do I really need it? Do I really need this thing? If the answer is no, then just drop it. Then just drop it. Keep coming back to this I am. I am that I am. I am neither body nor mind. I am nothing perceivable or conceivable, but that which makes all perception possible, the supreme life, pure awareness. Rest as this awareness, rest as this pure being. And as Nisargadatta says, you won't have to seek the truth will find you. If you just get rid of the false, if you discard that which is not true, your attachment to the false, if you just create the conditions, as Nisargadatta says, allow a few moments, allow this moment for truth to come to you and speak to you in your heart. What is true? What is false? Both of those are helping you to find the truth, right? What is true? What is false? When you find out what is false, discard it, let it go. And then what remains? The truth. So the truth is always here. We just need to discard that which is false. Stop being interested in the false. Even though I admit it's very entertaining at times. But it creates problems as well and suffering, unnecessary suffering. And it's limited. You are so much more than the limited personal imaginary self. Okay, thank you, Nisargadatta Maharaj. Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful day, and namaste.